This is It's on Drudge. Every day, the Drudge Report serves a slice of insanity from our world. And for the next few minutes, we're going to eat it. Let's begin. Tax the rich. Pope calls for global wealth redistribution. While the rich hope for more riches, the Pope says nope and calls for redishes. Okay, so I don't know where that came from, but the sentiment remains the same. Pope Francis, the first pope interesting enough to have a dramatic comedy made out of him, now joins the ranks of Karl Marx and Bernie Sanders on the list of luminaries who believe in the totally uncontroversial idea of taking a piece of someone's earned money and giving it to someone else. All right, before you begin accusing me of being a right-wing podcaster, an actual insult in 2020, I understand that it's much more complicated than that, and how billions throughout the world live without enough resources to obtain clean water, while others can request that a bottle hand-filled from the Tibetan springs or whatever be delivered to them via private jet within 2 hours. That is fundamentally unfair and a sad, sad reality I don't think our primate ancestors could have foreseen. But we're not talking about wealth redistribution at that scale here. This is more like taking $1,000 from the gal who works 70 hours a week to live the lifestyle she pleases, running it through 20 different bureaucratic wickets, and making it available for the guy who decided to live his life by seeing how long they can stay on the couch without having to use the bathroom. Yeah, screw that guy. Caffeine has been boon for civilization, but it has come at a cost. Coffee makes the world go round. Not literally, of course, if you are to believe the flat earthers, but the effect that coffee consumption has had on societal growth is undeniable. When you think of most human beings, you have to admit that we're primarily lazy creatures who need a lot of rest. Ever slept for 12 hours straight and then still been tired? Yeah, can't blame you then for double fisting an espresso shot and a caramel latte on the way to work every morning. Before coffee was, a thing, alcohol was the way the average worker fueled the Illuminati's lust for more stuff and less trees. I can see how that system might be unsustainable, even though the Egyptians did a pretty good job of putting rocks on top of each other for those pyramids in between chugging brews. The downsides of coffee, as I'm sure Folgers is grateful for, is that it's addictive. Go figure. A substance that screws around with your brain chemistry to make you perform better, breeding a dependency? Not a lot of those on the market. Chris Pratt starts production company Indivisible Productions to create content for, quote, one nation, under God, indivisible. We spend a lot of time on the show ragging on Hollywood A-listers who often cause us to shake our heads in disbelief that society has made it so they can't afford to live with they can afford to do that, with every possible amenity at their beck and call, while most of the rest of us have to scrape together to buy a rotisserie chicken every once in a while. But this week, we're going to veer away from that a bit and give legit props to Star-Lord himself, Chris Pratt. The openly Christian actor started his own production company intended to develop projects that extol the virtues of unity while having healthy conversation about our differences. Props to the man. Now the problem's going to be reprogramming people to watch that versus watching rage-baiting programming. That's sweet, sweet dopamine, though. Iran's mullah instructs people to eat less to, quote, show the enemy they can resist sanctions. The head of the Iranian government might have something to teach America after all. In what has all the makings of a masterclass in story spinning, top Iranian government officials have instructed their people to show the U.S. that they don't care about their little sanctions because they can survive off of eating one meal a day. And like it. Yes, and in a misguided attempt to provide a bit more motivation to their people, The energy minister just lobbed out there that the Chinese only eat 1 meal a day. So yeah, they'll be all right. With that kind of leadership, you must have to restrain that population with chains from wanting to fight a war against the U.S. Unfortunately, those chains might end up being more literal than figurative. Hey Drudge fans, did you enjoy the show? Think about supporting us in the future by following us on social media at It's on Drudge. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Minds, Parler. Shoot, if there's something we're not on, let us know. Also, you can write us an email into itsondrudge@gmail.com with any idea that pops into your crazy little head. And hey, what do you think I'm going to do? Not read it? Not that type of person here. That's it for today. We're on weekdays at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central. I'll catch you later, and stay informed.